a visual impaired gaming stream uh, run by Triple Tap Tech. I'm your host, Boy Ninja 1704, and I'll be sort of doing this stream from now 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock tonight. This stream, we're going to be sort of just playing Fortnite and talking about accessibility in games and just sort of general tech and talk about tech in general. If you'd like to sort of find out more about what we're doing, that you can visit the website at tripletaptech.org. So a little bit about us first. So I'm Boy Ninja 1704, otherwise known as Fraser, and I'm the chairman of a charity called Triple Tap Tech. And what we do is we provide advice, help, support, and training to anyone with a visual impairment in accessing all forms of technology. So that can be anything from listening to an audiobook all the way through to the way to smartphones, tablets, PCs, etc. As a small part of what we do is we've got a good focus on accessible gaming or gaming for visually impaired people. We sort of do this live Twitch stream every Wednesday night between 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock. That is then recorded onto YouTube too, so you can catch up with our previous streams on the Boy Ninja 1704 YouTube channel. You can also check out the accessible gaming area of our website at tripletaptech.org. And on that website, we have a whole host of different reviews, accessibility guides for both consoles and how to make certain games and that accessible for both low and no vision gamers. One of the things that we're looking for the visual impaired gaming community to do is if they're quite happy to write a review of anything, then post that along to us or send that via email. That can be found on our website, again, tripletaptech.org, and we'll quite happily publish it there. So tonight we're going to just have a wee run through playing Fortnite. The reason that we're doing this tonight is that it's coming up to the end, or I've heard it's coming up to the end of this season, and I just really want to get sort of my account up to tier 100. It's simple as that. That is why I'm playing sort of Fortnite tonight. Now, Fortnite's, as we all know, it's a battle royale game, last man standing. It's you against 99 other players, and it's reasonably accessible. I'll describe my eye condition just so you understand. So I'm a visually impaired gamer myself. I am totally blind in my left eye. On my right eye I've got a wee tiny bit of central vision that I can use to see shapes, shadows, cars, etc. And that's what I use for gaming. Now the setup that I'm using tonight is I'm playing Fortnite on the Xbox One X, not the Xbox Series X. I'm still trying to get a hold of that. I've got a Series S, but not an X yet. And that's connected to a 1080p 65-inch TV. I'm playing at a sort of full resolution 1080p in this one here. You can get sort of TV screens that support up to 4K, but with my vision, I prefer it to be 1080. I'm sitting probably about 2 to 3 feet away from the TV, so my nose is practically touching the TV to try and play it as I can. And I'm also using a 3D gaming headset as well, which just gives me 3D sound coming through the game, which can make it a lot easier to pick up where things are coming from. So if somebody's trying to sneak up behind me, usually I'm quite good at hearing them, not all the time, but usually quite good. So Fortnite has got a whole feature of accessible options. We've sort of been through them many times. I've got an accessible video or an accessible walkthrough of the accessibility options in Fortnite that you can view on the Boy Ninja 1704 YouTube channel. So I think that's sort of the introductions and that made. That's just about 5 minutes in now. So shall we begin? Let's go. So one of the things I'll sort of point out now before the game actually starts is that I've actually adjusted the settings on my TV screen so it appears to me on the TV as a grayscaled image. So it's basically like an old black and white image on the TV. Whereas if you're sort of viewing this on the Twitch and the in the Twitch stream and the YouTube channels, you will see it sort of as full car. Now, that's one of the basic things you can do with sort of any piece of visual equipment, is try playing about with the car settings on it, just to try and make the cars pop out at you, or try and make it more easy and, more importantly, more comfortable to play with. You can try adjusting the contrast, the brightness, the car on it, even sometimes adjusting the shadows, and the sharpness can have a big impact on the game. For me, I see sort of black and white images. I can sort of make a lot more detail and a lot more what's going on them. So that's why I sort of tend to, most games I tend to play with sort of a grayscaled screen, or with grayscaled settings. So obviously I've got used to playing this on the Xbox Series the Xbox Series S, so it's a wee bit weird going back to the Xbox Series X. Or the Xbox One X even, not the Series X. We trip down memory lane. So again, there, when I first started playing Fortnite, I've got the wee routes and that I've already sort of planned out. So I've played this game for over a year. So my starting route is pretty good. I know it's where I can get a good selection of sort of weapons and material to sort of help complete play the game. Also, Fortnite, when it's sort of the bright daytime settings like this, I find it a lot easier, as I can make it a lot more detail, and that's what's happening. So when it's sort of bright like this, what I'll tend to do is stick out in the sort of open areas and that. And when it tends to get a wee bit darker, what I will do is I'll sort of retreat back into less open areas. And again, there it's just using the lights and the sort of the brightness in the game to sort of my advantage. I was just making a bit of noise there. Hopefully that will draw some people's attention over to this area. Yep, somebody's hit me with a ball. Is that not there? Yep. Good night. So first kill of the match, quite happy at that. Hopefully the first of many. So as I said in sort of my previous gaming streams and that, there's a big push forward at the moment, especially with sort of game consoles and developers when it comes to the accessibility that's built into games. And also the accessibility, the base sort of inaccessibility that's built in to the consoles. So there's sort of accessibility features built into everything from the Nintendo Switch all the way through to sort of your major consoles, the Xbox and PlayStation. Even PC gaming has got a phenomenal range of accessible gaming, and even with PC gaming, you can get a lot of mods that you can get that people have developed for specific games to make them accessible. Everything from playing Grand Theft Auto with no vision, all the way through to playing the old Pokemon games that you used to could get on the PlayStation, not on the PlayStation, telling a lie there, excuse me, that you can get on the Game Boy, that's it, on the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. So there's a lot of sort of options. The PC is probably one of the best areas of sort of accessible gaming. It's something that we should maybe focus on a little bit more. Unfortunately, what we find is a lot of time with PC gaming is that you do require quite a powerful system in order to sort of take advantage of the games that's available on it. So you sort of bog standard laptop that you use in an office isn't going to be able to handle a lot of the games. It will play maybe some games, but it might. But to be honest with you, it will struggle. Not unless you've got a really good office and they give you a top of the range laptop, in which case, email me at your boss's address. On the Nintendo Switch, there's a whole sort of host of accessible features built into it. So, unfortunately, the Nintendo Switch doesn't at this precise moment have a screen reader built into it, but there is sort of audio navigation. So the menus on it all have sort of a unique, distinctive sound when you're navigating through them, and you can also adjust adjust the screen, so you can use screen enhancements. And again, that's sort of as I like, and I'm always pointing out, is with the grayscale is quite handy. But you can also invert the colours on it, and a few more so in-screen enhancements there. And the Nintendo Switch has also got a really good magnifier built into it that allows you to zoom in. Oh, there's a car coming somewhere here. So the magnifier allows you to zoom in when you're. Whoa, I need to go far here. So the magnifier, yeah, we'll get back to the magnifier, shall we? So yeah, the magnifier allows you to zoom in when you're sort of playing games. What it will do is you've got a couple of different options. You can pause it when it's playing the game, so the game screen will actually pause and allow you to sort of, some of these just down here I can hear, and allow you to take sort of advantage and stock of what's going on the screen. Or you can actually have the magnifier while the game is live, which is ideal for sort of online games or where you sort of pausing is not really an option. However, the only bad thing with that is when the magnification is active like that, some of the controls in the game don't work. So it's a bit of a trade-off between the controls of the magnification and the controls of the game. But I think, sort of my own personal opinion anyway, the magnifier that's built into the Nintendo Switch is probably one of the better ones. It's probably the best one that you can get, to be honest with you. Also, like the Nintendo Switch with the portable screen on it is something that I would struggle to see, so I certainly wouldn't use the Nintendo Switch Lite. However, the full fat version, shall we call it, of the Nintendo Switch is really good, because again you can connect that up to sort of any size TV screen or monitor that you're using through the dock. And again, the accessibility features that you enable on it are sort of dual purpose, so they work in both the internal screen of it and also on any connected screen. Pretty sure I hear gunfire coming from over here. Another thing that I think sort of quite good with with the Nintendo Switch, so it's ideal for low vision gaming, but it's not great for no vision gaming. It's the fact that most of the games on, at least the games that are developed by Nintendo, tend to be quite sort of cartoony. So it's not sort of aired down and dirty Call of Duty Warzone games and that, they're quite dark. The sort of games developed by Nintendo seem to be quite bright, use a lot of different colours. And with that, that just makes it easier to see for sort of low vision gaming. Pretty sure there's somebody about here somewhere, just can't seem to locate them. Can hear somebody firing an arrow from about somewhere. Let's go and see if we can hunt them down. This come from behind me, I think. Ooh, the 3D sound's not working too well here. Oh, I'm just getting lost in it, one of the two. Ah, damn. Killed with a raptor. Oh well. We'll just wait for the next game to start up. But if you get a chance and you watch this now, it'd be really great if you could like, subscribe, follow, share, and all that jazz on our Twitch channel, share it with everyone you know, and the more people that we can get aware of sort of visually impaired and accessible gaming, then it's sort of a really big step forward. It helps both ourselves with getting this channel growing, but it also helps people access and become aware of that these things are sort of possible. If you're able to as well, it'd be great if you could do the same over on our YouTube channel. So if you search for Blind Ninja 1704 on YouTube, and then like, subscribe, share, and tell everyone you know about that too. That would be great. And if there's any content that you'd like us to produce, either on the Twitch stream for the visual impaired gaming streams, or for the accessible videos on our YouTube channel, just drop us an email over at tripletaptech.org and we'll more than happily look into that. So round 2. You know what, I don't even know what number what place we came into the last time there, so just too busy chatting about the Nintendo Switch. But again, for sort of a console for low vision gamers, it's sort of a really good console. Now the Xbox has a sort of whole range of accessible features built into it. Everything from increasing the size of the keyboard to putting on a high contrast display, which just makes the different areas of the screen that easier to see. It's got a basic sort of magnification package on it too, and it also has a built-in screen reader. Now, a lot of people imagine when a console has a screen reader built into it that you can sort of use that to play every game and it will read out every menu, and that's in the game, so it would be ideal for somebody with no vision. However, that's really not the case. So that the screen reader's ideal for accessing the content and that's on the console. So if you're using it to access sort of the settings to log into the console to install, uninstall games, look through the Microsoft Store and that for content. Then the screen reader works not too bad with that. It works okay with some apps as well that you can download on it. However, but if the game is to make use of the narrator, then it has to sort of have been developed with narrator in mind, and quite more often than not, especially with sort of the older games, that's something that hasn't happened. Making some noise and trying to draw people's attention to this area. So the Xbox was one of the first consoles to sort of introduce a screen reader, so it's introduced narrator for sort of in a mainstream console. And thankfully that's followed on to the new gen of consoles. So there's a screen reader that you can get for both the Xbox Series S and X, and also the PlayStation 5 digital and disc edition have their own sort of screens built in. PlayStation 4 just has sort of a range of screen enhancements that you can use. So again, just like the Xbox, you can sort of increase the size of the on-screen keyboard, put in high contrast mode, change different screen filters, so you can put on sort of grayscale and vectors, and a few things like that. However, one thing that I always find quite amusing is that the Xbox, sorry, yay, level up, is that the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro has, speak up from, that the PlayStation and the PlayStation 4 Pro has one of the most accessible games that sort of I've ever played. So you might know that sort of rant and rave about it. It's called The Last of Us Part 2, in which case that sort of provides a whole range of its own accessibility features built into it. But the system itself isn't the most sort of accessible. The Last of Us Part 2 is sort of a really great game, so I'll talk about that a wee bit since I've just brought it up. It's basically a zombie survival horror in which you play the lead character, and they've sort of to travel around Seattle and other areas trying to sort of survive the zombie hordes, shall we say. He's also looking at revenge for the death of one of our sort of for a father-like figure and stuff like that. So it's not really my cup of tea as a game that I just pick out to sort of play. But with the accessibility options that built into it, it was really good. So this game has got in sort of a range of sort of enhanced screen filters that will actually take away all the fancy graphics and that, and just change the colour of points of interest on the screen. So for instance, your main character might be displayed in yellow, your points of interest, so your main character will be displayed in sort of green, I think it is. Points of interest will be displayed in yellow, and dangers or enemies will be displayed in red, so that sort of drags your eyes straight to it. So that's sort of great, and that's something that they could introduce into practically every game, I think. should have that basic level of sort of accessibility built into it, or customization built in, so you can choose your own accessibility settings. However, The Last of Us Part 2 also went a stage further. So all the text that appears on the screen, that can be in the menus, and the subtitles, the startup screen, the settings, basically any area that's got text on it. They've sort of pre-recorded this text, and it gets read out to you once the text-to-speech engine is turned on. It also has sort of advanced navigation and a whole range of audio cues built into it for no vision gamers, which is just phenomenal, to be honest with you, especially on sort of a triple A mainstream game. Some of the things with the audio, in fact, there's that many audio cues built into the game. Right, I'm going to shut up now so I can sneak up on her. There we go. So I had to be quiet there, otherwise you'd have heard me. So let's see what we can salvage here. I think that's about everything, to be honest. Circle, yep. So yeah, so the Last of Us Part 2 has a whole sort of range of audio cues and that built into. In fact, so many, it's got its own glossary, so we're talking quite a lot on there. It's also got advanced navigation, where the 3D audio sort of guides you in the right direction of where to go, and if you ever get lost, you can just hold down the L3 button, I think it is, or the R3 button, one of the two of them anyway, and it will automatically rotate your character to face in the right direction, which is just great, to be honest with you, especially from a visual impaired viewpoint. I find it's funny that this game has got so much accessibility built into it, but it's on sort of one of the least accessible systems, especially for non-visual gamers. The PlayStation 4, on the other hand, is sneaky. Whoa. I'm fine, I can't get out of here. No, I'm not. We're trying to escape the raptor. Whoa. I actually jumped at that bit. Yeah, so I was saying the PlayStation 5 is another matter altogether. That's got of what I hear so far, it's got a really decent screen reader built into it. Again, it's not compatible with every game, but yeah, it's a good sort of start. It's got screen enhancements too, so you can sort of change the colour and that of the screen, and magnification too. So, but I wish I could. I wouldn't sort of spend too much time on the PlayStation 5 because I'm just raging that I've not got one now. It's not for lack of searching. So if anyone from sort of Sony is watching this, I'm quite impressed with sort of our knowledge of visual impaired gaming, and they want to send us through a PlayStation 5, then again, contact us through the website. like that's ever going to happen, but you know what? Sometimes you just need to put these plugs out there. I'm just sort of listening to the headset now to see if I can hear anyone sort of sneaking about here. Anyone sort of sneaking about the houses or that. I think this is one of the reasons why I sort of quite like Fortnite, is the fact that it's quite a cartoonish game, and it's got a lot of strong sort of vibrant colours on it when playing it. That's the same sort of when I was describing Nintendo Switch, and it just makes the game a little bit more easier to play with low and no vision. Sorry, with low vision. So, killed by a raptor again. There's nothing I could do. That's just one of the ones. So remember, if you're watching this on Twitch, it'd be great if you could like, subscribe, and sort of share this channel with yourself and everybody you know. Just sort of help get the channel grow and help get us, help make people aware that there's visual impaired gaming. You'd also be quite kind of you if you'd pop over to YouTube and do the same, like subscribe, share, and all that jazz, and just help us sort of grow these channels and make people aware of sort of different options that's out there for visual impaired gaming. So let's see what trouble we can get into this game. What's that? Kill a llama. Yeah, so in ideal world, especially when it comes to visual impaired accessible gaming, I personally think that every console should have sort of when you start up sign into your sort of account and that on a new console, that they should have an area where you can adjust the screen that to suit your own sort of needs. So you don't need to be sort of visual impaired. That would help in sort of general, because a lot of people playing different size monitors and stuff like that, so having one that you could maybe adjust the size of the writing, the colour of the writing, the colour of the background to the writing, all that jazz, wouldn't just make it more accessible for people with visual impairment, it would make it more sort of accessible in general, and also sort of putting in sort of the more sort of advanced screen enhancements as well. So giving you the option to sort of reduce colour, grayscale, even put on different colour filters and that to replace certain colours with other colours. Like for myself, I see red and black, so I see red writing and black letters. Don't get me wrong, they need to be huge, but I still see them a lot more clearer than I do with sort of black and white. With some black letters and white background. So given the option to sort of make screen enhancements like that would be sort of good, and if you're sort of a no vision gamer, having the option to have the screen reader put on and change the pitch, tone, speed of the voice, even the type of voice that you're using. And when that's sort of initially set up with the initial setup, then that would sort of run on the games that have been developed for the system. So I know that Microsoft are doing quite a big push now when it comes to accessibility. I think if they were to introduce an option like that, it would be sort of a really good major step forward, as it just makes the accessible options are there in the game when you start to play it, especially if it's a new game, rather than having to figure out where the different settings and all that are, figure your way around the menu structure in the game, and adjust each game's settings individually, which can take a wee bit of time, especially if you're not too sure about what you're doing. So having that option, so initial setup with the console, choose the way you like to interact with it via screen reader or screen enhancements, turn on and off the magnifier, and then that's sort of a universal setting that each game that's developed for that console can sort of meet. Perhaps I'm just being too wishful. So yeah, just sort of running around now trying to get as much gear in that as possible to try and help me out for the rest of the game. Again there, I'm just starting off in an area of the map that I know pretty well. And just trying to hopefully find and eliminate players before they can find me. So if there's any sort of games that you'd like us to focus on for sort of the visual impaired gaming streams that we do, just let us know. Contact us via email on our website, and we will quite happily sort of look into that. So you could sort of pick if you want us to play one game and go through the accessibility options on one of our visual impaired gaming streams, or you could pick sort of a genre of games, maybe games on a certain system, or just whatever you want, really. We'll more than happily sort of look into that, and even if it's a game, a new game that's just out in that, and you're not too sure of how it can be made accessible, just let us know. We'll glad to look into it, and then pass that knowledge on. This game is awful quiet and nobody's about. Come out, wherever you are. So nobody about there. Unusual. Okay. Something's about here. I'm going to guess they're down this way. Got you. Ah, that one. You win some, you lose some. Yeah, so sort of saying before, there's a whole host of sort of access built into sort of main systems and that, but there's also you can also take part in VR gaming too, with sort of low vision and no vision. So the PlayStation 4 is quite good for low vision with VR games. That's virtual reality gaming, where you put a headset over your eyes. It's got 3D sound or spatial audio built into it, and you can sort of actually get immersed in the worlds. Where you look with your head is where the focus of the screen is. So it can be quite good that way. I find myself, especially playing VR games, that it's a lot easier for me to play it on a VR headset than it is on even sort of this 65-inch TV that I'm using at the moment, because the screen for a start is just basically touching your eyeballs, so therefore it's a lot closer, and with me I struggle seeing things, seeing detail the more further away things are. Things maybe about a foot, 2 foot away, it's just all sort of it's non-viable to me. Whereas the closer it is, I can sort of squint and see what I need to see. But yeah, you can also sort of. I'm just waiting for this noise to go here. So the PlayStation VR I find sort of really useful way of playing games. Sometimes when I'm playing the PlayStation, I'll stick on the VR headset as it's just a little bit more comfortable to play. That will sort of come up on like you're playing it in sort of a cinema, shall we say. So, but another sort of really good VR headset that I use as well is the Oculus Quest, or the Quest 2 is one I've got at the moment. And again, there's certain sort of accessibility features built into it. There's not too much at the moment, but you can in certain games and that you can change the brightness, contrast, and all that in the actual game itself, or you can some games sort of change the card format too, so you can have it on grayscale. And there's also the option to increase or decrease the size of the screen that you're watching. So if you're watching maybe Netflix or that one, you can change the size of the screen on that one. And you can also increase the text size on it. So it's still, and it's, I think with the Oculus Quest, it's still in its relative infancy when it comes to accessibility that's built into it. And it's got a long way to go before it's sort of fully accessible. But for sort of low vision gamers, it's pretty good. I have to say that on the Oculus Quest, the 3D audio on it is really good, especially if you're using sort of over-the-ear headphones and that with it. Yeah, it's really good. So hopefully we can last a wee bit longer in this game. So not much items here. So just know the routine at this bit by now if you watch the previous games. Collect as much stuff as I can in this area. And then we'll move on. Virtually nothing at this bit of the map, this game. This could make it a bit interesting. So it's got the spire guards having fun up there. So in Fortnite, the character that you play, that's it's customizable. You can sort of buy different skins of that, or you earn them while you're sort of upgrading through the battle pass. So when you're doing sort of different tasks and that in the game, that will increase your experience level, which will tier you up on the battle pass, and you sort of get new characters and that one, or that way on it too. But I've just got mine set to random, so that's why every game that you see, there's a sort of different character on it. what I used to do when first started playing when first started playing Fortnite was I picked a character that I knew that sort of really stood out on the screen to me, just to help make it a bit more comfortable to play. I think looking back, it was probably on the accessible the accessible YouTube video I done for Fortnite. I think looking back, it was Kylo Ren from Star Wars. I'm a big sci-fi fan, so I think I picked that one there because the character was quite dark with sort of red highlights on him. So, and again, that just made it a bit easier for me to see that area of the screen. But then obviously I discovered that I could change the TV settings and everything to sort of be grayscale, so now it's not really that important who the character that you're playing is. Or for me anyway. Still not got a great sort of range of equipment here. Not much we can do about that then, I'm afraid. This area map has just been quite barren. Okay, just give me time to reload there. Hopefully you've got some better weapons. Something nosy. Right, we can take that. Can refill our health with that one. It's kind of it, isn't it? I think everyone's sort of struggling for the equipment in this area of the map, so that's a wee bit reassuring. Make some noise and hopefully some of the opponents will come over. Ah, we're fine. So we sort of discussed through the last hour sort of gameplay and that of sort of different systems and that. So we went from the Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, all the way through to sort of VR. But one of the things that I like playing uh, quite a lot is sort of your retro games. There's somebody there. Yep, there's somebody. Cool. Yeah, that's your retro games. So you can get a really cheap sort of computer called a Raspberry Pi, and again there are certain things that you can do to make the games and that a wee bit more accessible. It involves a wee bit more of sort of coding and stuff that you need to do yourself. But when you've got that all set up, then you can sort of play the. Where did that come from? Not too sure. Yep, so you can play sort of the original games going back from the sort of the 80s and 90s, right? Games from the original Nintendo Entertainment System and stuff like that. Of course, I should also point out, just to keep things in the right, that you need to own sort of the original version of them before you can use any sort of ROMs and that, or legally you do anyway. But yeah, it's been sort of it's a really good time going forward when it comes to visual impaired gaming, and there's a whole sort of range of consoles, devices, and that you can sort of play the games on. And we spent the last sort of hour talking about console gaming that we've not even covered games that you can get on sort of your smartphones and tablet devices. And again there, well, that was lucky. That was a bit of a battle. Yeah, so we've not even talked about games that you can put, or sort of the accessibility that's built into your smartphones, tablets. And again, there are a lot of games. Whoa, where did that one come from? Ah, right. So yeah, some games that you can play on your smartphones and tablets, so you can use the accessibility features already built into them. So again, they are sort of adjusting the screen enhancements, magnification, stuff like that. Some of them can even use the inbuilt screen reader, so such as VoiceOver or TalkBack. So that can again open up a whole range of possibilities, and even if people aren't haven't sort of played sort of games and that before, and visually impaired games, that's a whole other area on its own that you can access through sort of a tablet or a smartphone. You can also get games that have been specifically designed for people with I've talked too much today, to be honest with you. For people with a visual impairment, such as audio games. One of the ones that I've played is a game called Audio Wizards, and it's basically like Harry Potter. And you swipe the screen in certain directions to set a spell, you flick in certain direction to cast that spell. And it's sort of a wee arcade game, but it's really fun and quite an addictive game. Play there's other ones such as action adventure ones and RPGs. There's a whole range of sort of audio games out there. Again, you can find all of the information about audio games and what's available on different systems on our website at tripletaptech.org. So the bus is just going to a certain bit there, the battle bus anyway, so we're going to land at another area of the map and see what trouble we can get into from here. The last sort of thing you can use for sort of visual impaired gaming is your smart speakers, so your Google and your Alexa smart speakers. So yeah, I was just being quiet there for a couple of seconds in case I accidentally activated my one there. But yeah, and again there you've got a range of sort of audio games that's available on that, good quizzes, general knowledge games, a whole host of stuff. And again, more information can be sort of found out on our website at tripletaptech.org. The website's sort of a really good resource for anything to do with technology and visual impairments. Not only with sort of accessible gaming, but just in general. We have how-to guides describing how to activate and use accessibility features built into different devices, everything from iPad to Android phones to sort of synaptics and bespoke devices that are designed just for people with visual impairment. We also have quite a few reviews on that on the website about different equipment that we use to sort of help with our own sort of visual impairments. As sort of mentioned at the start, I'm visually impaired myself, and I do quite a lot of the reviews on the website. These cover everything from the new Apple AirTags all the way through to sort of Apple Music and devices again that have been designed specifically for people with a visual impairment. Also on our website you can get access to the coming up area, and that was all the activities that we've got coming up at Triple Tap Tech, and we run quite a lot every month, and that's so what I'll do is I'll just sort of talk through a few of them now. So every second Wednesday afternoon from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock we have the Triple Tap Chat, and that's just a general get together of anyone with visual impairment or something to do with visual impairment, so maybe they're a support worker, a family member, etc. And you can come and just I'm there. You can come on that and just sort of chew the fat for a couple of hours. We also have our Tech Talk, our monthly Tech Talks. This month, or so in June anyway, we'll be joined by Adrian from Synaptic. And again, that's a device that's been designed specifically for people. It's a smartphone that's been designed specifically for people with a visual impairment. You can add the software onto any Android phone, or you can buy a phone with the software already installed. We have a Thursday drop-in, and again that's every one Thursday a month. So if you've got any problems with that with technology, or you just want to talk to one of our tech experts about anything to do with the technology and Sightless, you can click the open link on our coming up section on our webpage, and one of our experts will gladly talk to you for a bit of time. And the last group that we've had was one sort of left field, and it's not really got a lot to do with technology, but it was one that was sort of requested, was the gardening club. Again, that's just one way you can talk Oh, but here, everything you do for... Whoa, this busy area here. Who's firing at me now? Okay, there's quite a lot going on there. I don't like it when that happens, as it can sometimes be just too much information for me to take in there, but managed. It's all good, it's all good. Yeah, what is it? What do I want to head this way? Oh, yeah, so I was saying with the garden club here, if you want to join any of the sort of groups and that we've got, you're more than welcome to. Just again email us with your details and we'll add you to the invitation list. What I really need here is a fire or something to get some health, I think. I think there's one just around the corner here, in fact. Whoa! Yeah, sometimes I surprise myself. Okay, so we've got quite a bit of travel to do here, so just going to quickly get some health. Just listening now if I can hear anyone trying to sneak up. Now we're just going to make a dash to the other end of the map, hopefully. Well, that's my plan anyway, we'll see if it works out like that. That was a bit sneaky of me, wasn't it? Because I'm just going to make a break for it now, and hopefully get to where we need to be going. Ah, safety. So we run the Visual Impaired gaming stream every Wednesday night on Twitch between 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock. So if you're looking for sort of some advice or information about visual impaired gaming, then you're more than welcome to join us. That's every Wednesday night between 7 and 9. You can also catch up with the previous week's gaming streams that we also record onto the Blind Ninja 1704 YouTube channel. And again, if you're watching this on Twitch or on YouTube, you would be doing us a big favour if you could go like, subscribe and share. That wasn't bad, we'll get there 9th. It's all good. So just going to land back at the usual bridge now. At least this air's not as barren this time, that's handy. Bit too much going on at once here. Too much going on there. That's my excuse anyway. At least took out the car. Yeah, so one of the things quite like the visual impaired gamer community is to do is if there's any games that you like to play or any even sort of, console systems that you like to play, and if you'd like to sort of like a review about them, so maybe a review of how you play the game, what you do to make them accessible, how you can change sort of the settings, sort of all that stuff. Then if you want to sort of send us that review through our website at tripletaptech.org, we will quite happily sort of publish that. And if there's any content of that you'd like us to add on, not just in regard to visual impaired gaming, but sort of anything to do with accessibility and visual impairments, then we'll quite happily sort of stick that on our website at tripletaptech.org. Again, I would sort of strongly recommend that if you get the chance, go and check out the website, as there's a lot of really useful information on it. Everything from accessibility guides and how to use voiceover or talkback on Android and iOS devices, to reviews, to what we've got happening, and events that we've organised. So yeah, so whenever you get a free couple of minutes of that, just stop what you're doing and go and visit tripletaptech.org. So we know the routine by now. Let's see if we can last a wee bit longer than in the last game. So again, the game setup that I'm using now is I'm running Fortnite on the Xbox One X, connected to 65-inch 1080p TV. The resolution I'm running this at is currently 1080p. I'm sitting about 1 to 2 feet away from the TV, and I'm using a gaming headset for the sound that supports 3D audio. It's one of the things I always sort of recommend to get if you're sort of playing with low vision and no vision. It's a decent headset. You can pick up decent ones off Amazon that just use sort of the old headphone jacks with a 3.5mm jack, and you can pick them up for around about £20 or £30, or you can also get the actual gaming headsets that are designed for different systems and that. We recently just got the Pulse 3D ones that are available for the PlayStation range of consoles. And they're sort of really good as well. In fact, the last week's visual impaired gaming stream done on the PlayStation 4 with them, and the sound quality that came through them was really good. Also, the microphone quality on them was was good. It was quite clear in that the way that the voice came through, which is always helpful. Sometimes when you get a set of headphones, the mic on it can be terrible. Even when you buy quite dear headphones, the mic on it's just really not up to scratch. But on the Pulse 3D ones, they were sort of really good. I was hoping. Second, I hear fire coming there, just trying to work out if it's close or not. I was sort of hoping to get a hold of the Xbox wireless headset for this gaming stream. But as usual, when you I'll start again there, when you order stuff off Amazon, it never comes when they say it is. Well, tell a lie, there quite often it does, but these ones, when it's something that you want, they always tend to get delayed. So hopefully I'll have them for next week, and I'll sort of do the game stream next week with them. Yeah, having a sort of decent set of headphones can sort of make all the difference, especially if you can hear the sound and that coming through them quite clearly. Need to be careful, but sometimes notice it's not always just with sort of cheaper ones, but with some of the quite dear ones, the sound comes through it and it can be quite distorted or quite muffled. But the ones that I'm using now, they cost me about £30 from Amazon, and they just use the headphone jack, and you can plug them into your PC, into your Xbox controller or the PlayStation controller too. So they're sort of real useful and multifunctional across different systems. That's somebody there? Yep, I think it is. As I can't seem to hit them anyway. Hopefully I'll run into them at a later time. Good, so I can hunt down the person that was targets there. Thank you and good night. Let's see where we're heading. We're fine here. We're fine. It's all good. So yeah, just taking a wee wander around it now, see what trouble we can find. Ah, damn it. Okay, still got enough time for sort of another few games and that. So we'll just keep plugging away at it. Don't forget, if you want to sort of chat to one of our tech experts about sort of sight loss, visual impairment, and accessible gaming, etc., equipment you can use to help with visual impairment and all that stuff, just get in contact with us through our website at tripletaptech.org. There you can get our contact number where you can call the helpline, and one of our tech experts will gladly have a conversation with you. Eh? Yeah, just another area of the map that I know pretty well. So, choose to land here, get stocked up and good. And then we can start trying to eliminate our opponents. That's handy. And we're just coming back to my favourite bit of the map. I hear a car coming there. It's coming from. That worked well. I can hear our fighters come from down this way. Cool. Let's go and see if we can figure out who it is. Can't know. See anybody there? Somebody was firing at us there. Let's go and see if we can get him back. Got you. Yeah, so any sort of content that you'd like us to sort of create, just let us know via email through our website, trippletaptech.org. And we'll sort of quite happily do that. As mentioned, I'm sort of Boy Ninja 1704, and you can also catch me during the week. We're just searching and sort of different devices for the gamer tag Blind Ninja 1704. If you want to join in, sort of whatever I'm sort of playing that day, you're more than welcome to. If you're wanting to ask sort of questions and that online when we're sort of playing games and that, you're more than welcome to too. And my real name's Fraser, and I'm the host. I'm the chairman of a charity called Triple Tap Tech, and we sort of co-founded Triple Tap Tech with my good friend Graham. And what we do is we provide advice, help, support, and training to anyone with a visual impairment and accessing all forms of technology. So that can be anything from listening to sort of audiobooks to the latest smartphones, tablets, PCs, MacBooks, you name it. We can sort of provide training stuff on it. We also a small part of what we do is with accessible or visually impaired gaming. And we've sort of developed a fantastic resource on our website at trippletaptech.org to I think he's too far away there now. Maybe. What's saying that we've developed a fantastic resource on our website that covers what to do with visual impaired gaming and also just technology in general. Just have a look at that. So I sort of strongly recommend that you go check out the website. We also have sort of a range of others. sorry, I'm just getting confused there. We have a range of sort of accessibility guides, how-to guides, reviews and stuff, covering everything to do, covering a lot of technology to do with visual impairment. So yeah, definitely go and check that out. We also have the Blind Ninja 1704 Twitch stream that hopefully you're watching now, and we record the Twitch streams and then post them onto the Blind Ninja 1704 YouTube channel. So it would be really great if you could go and subscribe, share and all that jazz with both the Twitch and the YouTube channel. But that will just help the channels to grow and hopefully reach more people in the process. And it will also let people become aware that just because you have some vision loss or no vision doesn't mean that you can't participate in the wonderful world of video games. This is quite an empty map again. Don't like that sound there. It means there's raptors around about, and I think the first 2 or 3 games that we played in this evening's visual impaired gaming stream, didn't get killed with the. Damn it! Didn't get killed with the opposition, or got killed with raptors. But if you hear snoring in the background there, it's not me that's dozed off. It's my dog has just decided to fall asleep on the couch and snore her head off, basically. So it's not me that's snoring, it's the dog. At least that's going to be my excuse anyway. But at least you know, if you can hear snoring and you can hear me talking at the same time, then it's definitely not me snoring. Not unless I'm talking and playing games in my sleep, which, to be fair, has been known to happen. So what I think we'll do is we'll make this the last game of the evening on sort of this visual impaired gaming stream. I'm going to sort of go all out in this one and see if we can get a victory royale. I seriously doubt it, but we'll see. And if there's any bits you'd like to sort of viewing that of it there, just go over to our YouTube channel, Ninja1704, and it will be published there. This stream will be published there probably by the end of the week. So again, I'm just sort of keeping in the shadows where I can. The game's nice and bright, so it makes it nice and easy for me to see everything at the start. This is one of the reasons why I quite like Fortnite as a battle royale game, is the fact that it's not sort of dark and damp and dangy. I don't even know the word I'm trying to say there, but like a lot of the modern warfare games and sort of the more realistic shooter ones are, it's got quite a lot of sort of bright cartoony colours. It's quite a light game to play as well. So me playing it as a old vision gamer just makes it a lot more enjoyable to play. Whereas I find sort of playing Call of Duty Warzone and stuff like that, it can be very straining my eyes, and there's no way that I'd be able to sort of play that for the duration for the entirety of sort of 2 hours with visually impaired gaming stream, as it's just too much of sort of strain on my eyes, no matter what I try and do with the sort of the colour settings and stuff like that. But then again, everybody's got sort of their own preference and that when it comes to playing games, and you just need to try and find out what's more comfortable for sort of yourself to play. And there's plenty of games out there to choose from, so sometimes you're a bit spoiled for choice. So for this game, I'm just going to stick around about the areas of the map that I know pretty well. And therefore hopefully that will just increase sort of my chances a wee bit. So again with Fortnite, it's Battle Royale game, and it's you versus 99 other players, and the idea of the game is just to be the last man standing. I admit, but it's been quite enjoyable sort of playing this again back on the old Xbox One X. Kind of got used to playing it on the Series S that we got. The only thing is, so I can notice a difference while playing it is just the feel of the control pad. I think this one, the Xbox One X control pad feels quite slidey when you're in your hands, especially when you're used to using the One S one. I think they've sort of put a lot more grip in that onto them. Guess that's good, so we're still okay at this area. However, hopefully people should, my opponent should start to come around a bit here. Hopefully anyway. Yep, this is getting a bit boring now. Come on, where is everybody? Come on. Come out, wherever you are. Let's see if we can go and maybe draw some people out. Yep, so I'm just making a bit of a noise now. And hopefully draw some people's attention over to this bit. And then I can take them down in an area of the map that I'm sort of quite comfortable with. See what goodies we can find in here. Yeah, for the last game of the evening, this has been sort of quite a laid back one. You can see it's been a riveting good game. Sorry, couldn't resist that one there. My bad dad jokes, but hey. Okay, so this could be interesting. Yay, first kill. Ah, no, that's no good. Okay, so I'm going to get quite Nicholas concentrating a wee bit. Ah, damn it. I want to get there third, so that's not too bad. But anyway, thanks very much for watching tonight's Accessible Gaming Stream. I've been your host by Ninja1704. If you want to find out more about accessible gaming or sort of accessibility in general when it comes to different devices, then you can check out our website at tripletaptech.org. It'd also be really good if you could like, subscribe, share, and all that jazz to both this Twitch stream, and if you can jump over to YouTube and do the same there, that'd be great. So thank you everyone for watching. You just take care now. Cheery bye.